little bit. I can't be here with y'all long. I'm too busy getting ready. Louisville. Let me talk about Louisville real quick. There's a lot of people out there wanting to know, can I come? Should I come? Why can't I come? The whole 9 yards. NFAC members, I expect to see every last one of you in Louisville, and you know who you are. If you are no longer NFAC, it would be in your best interest not to come anywhere near that formation. I'm just being real. I'm being blunt with you right then and there. If you are in question as to whether or not you should or shouldn't be there, then look at your email box. If you did not receive an email specifically telling you that you have been disavowed, and some people have, and then some people have been told verbally, and then some people have even been paid a visit to let them know, then don't worry about it. You proceed. Y'all stop being so scary all the time. Trust and believe. We are a developed mind here. We got a lot going on in the world. So, in fact, Black Guns Formation, Louisville, Kentucky, September the 5th. You know, most of y'all don't know this, but the Derby has already been shut down. The Derby is not just one day. The Derby is a whole week. They don't tell you that. The Derby it's actually started yesterday. They had the Derby week started yesterday. Well. Nobody showed up. Hotels that were charging an arm and a leg, not no more, because all of the people got scared away. So already they hurting in the pocket. However, when you start talking about them bringing out 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, $1.2 million horses, which they have started to bring, that they want to run this race, it lets you know that somebody still got some money in the game. Somebody is still betting from somewhere. These races are going on all week long, but the big one happens on Saturday, and that's the one that, well, since y'all don't want nobody else to attend, we would like to thank y'all for making it so that the NFAC and everybody else that's going to be out there, I guess, will be attending the Derby without you. Because if you run the race, the only people who are going to witness it is going to be us. And you might want to just go ahead and give us a seat and open up concession stands and go ahead and we'll practice social distancing. We'll make sure there's 6 feet between every weapon. But at the end of the day, I'm letting you all know already Louisville is feeling the impact and the pressure of us and a few other people coming to town, because nobody wants to come and wear their big hats and be all out there and flossing in the whole 9 yards, because they know that them bruh and sisters is coming through. They already feeling the pain. They wrote an article yesterday that where are all the people? Where are Grand Rising to all of y'all? They're looking around like the hotels had to drop their prices. The restaurants aren't making any money. You see, when you start to hurt them in their pocket, it's going to get real uncomfortable. And to the leadership of Louisville and to the leadership of Kentucky, I hope that you're listening to those people, because it looks like you did not listen to the people that came through and asked for a resolution on this particular issue with Breonna Taylor. So it looks like we were just going to proceed forward. But I want to bring a couple things to y'all attention that are bigger. Like I said before, no rejection email. Stop looking for one. T-shirts. Let me talk about the T-shirt situation. The link is in my bio. I'm going to be honest. We have sold out. You all bought every last one of the shirts that we already had made. It's going to be in fact shirts all over the damn place. The shirts are sold out. We have had it's a quarantine going on. So unless we're going to crank up the sweat house, which we're not, and start using child labor, which we're not, you have to remember that folks are not able to produce product. The way that they were before. And people ask me, why do I say 444? I'm gonna have to teach a class on 444. But the point is, the shirts are sold out. That was up until yesterday. Now we're back full blast. If you want to get yourself an NFAC shirt, like the one you've seen me wearing, there is a link in my bio. Once again, I am not selling shirts. I don't sell anything. I'm simply providing a link to a third party that is using their profits to go back to their community. I just wanted to give someone the opportunity, and I handed them the deal. So if you want one of those NFAC shirts with the pictures in it that you see me wearing, go and click on the link and get you one. Those of you all who are going to be in Louisville, represent strong. If you have your NFAC NFAC shirt in the crowd. That's great. And to all of the other elements that are going to be there, all of the other members, all the other members of the coalition that are going to be there in decent and in order under the command of the NFAC, I bid you welcome. I want you all to know that we're getting ready for this Saturday. Please, if you have not made your plans already to be in Louisville for what will be a historic moment. This will be a historic moment for a number of reasons. It is time, as we say, to take you to the water. This is not a time for posturing again. It's time to go to the water. I can lead you to the water, but I cannot make you drink. But it is time for us to go face to face. And I hope a lot of you all know that if you joined the militia thinking that it was a social club, we're going to find out what you made of, because I am now going to take you to the lion. I'm going to take you into the mouth. I'm going with you. It ain't going to be no, you go do what I don't do. If I do it, you going to do it too. But we're going in because it looks like, as I said before, we just didn't get what we wanted. Yes, we do have the transparency. Yes, they got the ballistics report back like they claimed they was waiting on. Yes, I understand. They got to take the ballistics report and weigh that against the rest of the evidence. And I understand all that. But what I don't understand is, why is it that people getting locked up every day, instantly, people getting grabbed up off the street, secret indictments. I'm seeing all kind of stuff showing that the system appears to be working just fine. I don't understand what it is that you all are staring at that is so difficult to make a decision. I don't understand what type of human beings are we dealing with that you can sit there and just stare at a piece of paper and not be able to say in your heart of hearts that you can't do anything. I told you last night, people don't change unless they're uncomfortable. And apparently you all are not uncomfortable. So it is now going to be the job of the NFAC to come back to Louisville this time and make you severely uncomfortable, because of the fact we're already making you uncomfortable. But Louisville, you know, we love you. Those of you all who know who I'm talking to, we're excited about you. The whole city coming out. We already know the whole city is coming out. And we expect y'all to be out there. If you're not out there, you need to turn to your neighbor and say, why aren't you going to be there? If you're scared, say you're scared. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, we don't like cowards. We don't like people who, you know, spooky. You don't want no spooky people. But if you're scared, say you're scared and keep it moving. But other than that, I know that the city is going to come out. I know they're going to come out and represent strong like they did before. All the other agencies and organizations that support us, we know y'all going to be out there too. But we need y'all to understand that this time we coming and we going straight to it. We going straight to the business. So if you're not about that life, this is not the time for you to show up acting like, you know, we just out there to posture. We came, we saw, and we talked. And now it's time for us to pull up so that we can find out what is the holdup. Because you told us last time you only needed 2 eggs and a bag of this. Well, you got that. And now we're wondering, are you trying to use this as a political football? Are you trying to earn points with somebody? Is somebody trying not? Are you trying not to do this because you want to wait and see what's going to happen with the election? I don't know what you're waiting for. But what I know, one thing is that we cannot wait any longer. We can't wait no more. I don't know about y'all, but I know I can't wait no more. I think I have been patient. I have been reasonable. I have sat in on conversations. I have taken every piece of information they've given us, and I've considered it, and just like, you know, I would expect them to do. If this had to be a jury of our peers, I've looked at every piece of information you've given me. I've read every leaked report to try to tell us who this person was. I've done all of those things. I did everything that you asked us to do. I have sat there and I've listened to people sit around and criticize the efforts, but you have to be able to say, didn't I try to talk to you? Did not try to reason with you, did not try to come to the table as a representative of the people that wanted just to get some clarity. Okay. Did not say that. Did not say that, listen, I know you need time, but can we move it along with a sense of urgency? Did not say that. Did not also say that you have to understand that this is a fluid situation, so nothing is written in stone. But what is written in stone is, I don't know how to say this. Y'all really believe that y'all gonna get away with not doing nothing? I think that's the part that's really just messing with me and the whole NFAC. It's not that you taking your time, but it's looking more and more like you ain't gonna do nothing. And I can't believe that the good old folks out in Kentucky who don't want us to label them as a bunch of backwards, racist. I don't even want to go through the list. I don't want to sit here and denigrate nobody, but I'm just saying I'm finding it hard to believe that you all really, and the governor of Kentucky, you came out and made a statement talking about you hope that they would have had a decision before the Derby. Well, Derby week is here. You're losing money. People are scared shitless, don't want to come to your state. Everybody on check that. Now you're trying to say, well, we did it for COVID-19. You can tell that to somebody else. Y'all was not making no goddamn plans to keep the people away until you found out that we were coming back on the Derby day. And y'all thought we were coming back on the 25th. So this would have been way out the way and y'all could have slid your ass on. But no, see, we smarter than that. Chestnut checkers, as soon as y'all found out we was coming, and don't lie, because we had a meeting today and y'all announced that the very next day. See, a lot of y'all don't even know how this really played out. Y'all think we just be saying stuff just for the hell of it. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that you have no privy to. There's meetings that go on behind the scenes that you aren't at, because we're trying to actually do some work. We're not just sitting around on social media talking. That's why when I'm gone, y'all sitting around like, well, where you at? I'm out doing work. That's what I'm doing. And if I'm sitting on here all the time, I can't be doing no work. That's a hint to all y'all who like to tune in to social media people or YouTube people who talk to you all the time. Mind fixated on one thing, but ain't got up and did a damn thing. I'm done with them. I'm right back to this on my morning mental, is that I find it so hard to believe. I hate to say it, that you played us like a deck of cards. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you don't know no different. You know, sometimes you have to realize that some people, they're not doing you wrong. They don't know no better, because nothing has ever happened to make them know better. All eyes on Bree. If you haven't made plans to be in Louisville this Friday and Saturday, then you need to. If you care anything, not only about Breonna Taylor, but about all the other things that are continuing to happen. Did you hear about the young man that was killed in LA yesterday? Unarmed, 23 years old. And they said he had a weapon at first. Then they said he didn't have a weapon. But when you asked them, well, why did y'all stop him to start with? Bicycle violation. How you lose your life over riding a bicycle? This is what I'm talking about. They're going to keep coming up. Listen, forget the reasons. The fact is, a trigger gets pulled and one of us dies. That's all y'all need. You know what? That's like, remember back in the day, they used to have the shootout on the old Westerns. They had the sheriff of the town, and then the bad guy would come to town and everybody would close their doors and do all kind of crazy stuff. Y'all remember that? And then the bad guy and the good guy would have to have a shootout, and it was who was the quickest. Remember that? And that was it. It was a wrap. If the dude won, he became the sheriff or he took over the town. They didn't have to come back with no explanation of how it happened. They didn't have to do none of that. Nowadays, they know they got to tell us something. It's almost like they just go through the motions. You know what I'm saying? They shot him and then they tell you why. But we never know what really happened, because it's two sides to every story. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to make y'all aware of. And the first thing I'm going to start with is this. Why is it? Listen to this, y'all. Stay with me. Smart people. Why is it? I'm going to say it again. Stay with me. Why is it that when black people decided to read the Constitution, form a militia, make some requests of the government, haven't fired a shot, haven't torn up a piece of property, nobody's gotten arrested, did everything by the book, decent and in order, very well structured, right the way that it was subscribed to be. Why, when black people do that, all of a sudden there's this huge discussion amongst white people about why is it necessary? Why did they have to do that? What are they going to do? What are their intentions? Why can't they just get along with everybody? There's this huge discussion that comes out like that. And everybody's coming up with every wrong answer in the book. And then what they really want to say is you shouldn't have the right to do that. No, you cannot form up like that. You're black people. You cannot do that. So they search the books and they search the laws trying to find a reason to tell you why, well, what you read is not what you read. And what you thought is not what you thought. You misinterpreted the law. I'm a lawyer. I've been doing this for years. You got me, pardon my language, fucked all the way up, because see, that's the problem with a lot of you all. Just because you go to school to be an expert on something does not mean that other people know nothing about it. Sometimes the only difference between your level of intelligence about a particular subject is the piece of paper that you hold in your hand. There are a lot of uncertified geniuses walking the street. They can read and they can decipher and they can exegete these documents just as well or better than you and understand what the true intent was of the people who actually wrote them. So don't come to me trying to tell me that the way that I interpret the Second Amendment, or the way that I interpret the First Amendment, or the way that I interpret my right to search and seizure, that it's different than what it actually means. I'm not falling for your subliminal insinuation that we are genetically inferior and that we're stupid. That's not the case. So I would like to know, why is it that when we do it by the book, everybody got something to say, yet the hypocrisy comes in? Here comes the hypocrisy, y'all. Y'all stay with me. Here comes the hypocrisy. I'm going to say it again like an alarm. Here comes the hypocrisy. Now, I'm going to give you a scenario, and I'm going to put y'all in the jury box this morning. I want y'all at the end of my statement simply to type guilty or not guilty. I'm going to say it again. I'm putting y'all, I don't have my robe this morning, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put y'all in the jury box. We're in the jury box. Everybody have a seat in the jury box. Here we go. Here is the scenario. A black child, a 17-year-old black child, was given a weapon by his black mother and father. This weapon is a weapon he's not supposed to be able to possess until he's 21, but they gave it to him. And then his mother put him in the car and drove him to another state because there was some racial unrest in the next state, not the next town. The black woman put the child in the car and drove him across state lines with a weapon he wasn't supposed to have and drove him to a situation. And then the black mother told her black son, "You gonna get out here and you gonna do what your daddy told you need to do. This is your chance to prove you're a man." This is what the black woman has told her black child. Now, the black child, who has neither been trained for combat, has no formal discipline, does not even understand anything about the laws of engagement, has never even bothered to read the Constitution because he's been on his cell phone playing video games all his life, has no real education because this black child dropped out of high school. There has no redeemability by society because this child has been placed into the schools to prison pipeline. And then this black child, shoots and kills 3 white people. Watch me now. White people. Y'all know that they either would have shot him dead on the scene, and then they would have classified him. They would have called him a gunman and said that the black gunman was stopped by heroic whoever. That would have been the narrative, and we all would have been out there like, well, wait a minute. He was 17, and what was he doing out there with his mom? We would have asked all those questions. Then the mama would have got in trouble. They would have grabbed her, charged her with some shit, threw her ass in there as an accomplice, and then they would have dug all into her life and told us that she used to strip back in college. And then we would have found out that her mother's brother, who used to live around the corner, sold illegal cigarettes. All that would have came out, and the family name would have been ruined, and all of a sudden everybody wanted to distance themselves, and they say it's the black community got a problem. Now take that same case and flip it around and make everybody white. And you have the situation that happened in Kenosha with this Kyle Rittenhouse dude. Here comes the problem. Y'all gonna trip when I tell y'all this. Would you believe that the lawyer, because he don't want to lawyer it up. You know, he don't lawyer it up, right? The lawyer for this racist child is prepared to use for their defense that his possession of the weapon was protected under the Second Amendment to the Constitution because he was forming a militia. Y'all ain't fell out y'all chair yet. Maybe I should just slide out my chair into the ocean. They're going to say that he had the right to form a well-regulated militia, and that's what he was doing. But nobody questions that. Because, see, when white people pick up a gun, all of a sudden they're a militia. A white person picked up. So I guess the guys that went into, what was that school out in Denver where they killed all the kids, I guess those two guys were also, was that Columbine? I guess they were a militia too, right? Okay. I guess the person that shot up Virginia Tech was a militia too, right? I guess every time one of these white kids go to fuck off and shoot up some shit that they're a militia. That's the defense you're going to use. You're going to cut yourself in the throat by doing that because right now we are a militia and every legal challenge that's been placed to us, we've been able to beat because we stand on the principles of the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, the right to bear arms and to form a well-regulated militia. See, that's the difference. It says a well-regulated. Regulated is the word. That means that there is a structure. That means that someone is in command. It means that it is not a mob. It means that you don't operate on your emotions. You operate on purpose. You are regulated. People get put in and people get put out. It is regulated. People are qualified. People are disqualified. It is regulated. That is a well-regulated militia. The NFAC is a well-regulated militia. It is not a mob. It's not a gang. Let me share this with y'all. I told somebody about this when I was in DC. I don't know if y'all saw this. I think I can find the video somewhere. There is a video floating around that a young man posted, and he was sitting on the porch of his house. This is funny, y'all, because this is a white guy. It's a white guy. He's sitting on the porch of his house, and the police came. Not the regular police, the detectives. You know, the guys that plain clothes with a little badge on their belt, with their hands on their hips all the time with a clipboard. 2 detectives showed up at his house, and they wanted to question him. And they brought a laptop with them. And the reason that they came to see him is because, watch this, listen to what I'm about to tell y'all. He put a post on Facebook that he was threatening another man, and he told him, I'm going to send the NFAC to see you. That's what his post said. They showed the brother the post. They said, did you threaten this dude? And he was like, nah. He said, you sure you didn't threaten his life? He says, nah, I didn't threaten his life. And the bro broke out the laptop. He said, does this look familiar to you? And the camera zoomed in. I said, did this fool actually put up there? Yeah, you in Jefferson County, and I'm going to send the NFAC in to get you. Now, whoever he said this to knew enough about the NFAC that they didn't want that to happen to them. So they went to the police. They were like, yo, this dude talking about sending the NFAC around my house. The police took the threat serious. I'm like, the NFAC? You mean the well-regulated black militia? Oh, hell no. Who has the ability to say some shit like that? They sent detectives to see him. They didn't send, they weren't no regular cops, the beat cop, the cop that writes you a ticket or no. They investigating Facebook posts? No, it's not the fact that it was a Facebook post. It was the fact that we are a well-regulated militia. But that is now what they're going to use as the defense for this white boy rather than say what it really was. So I put y'all in the jury box. Here it is. Is the white kid guilty of illegal possession of a firearm, transporting a weapon across interstate lines? 2 counts of, I'm going to say premeditated murder because he went there with the intent to shoot somebody. 1 count of attempted murder because you blew a hole in one guy's arm. And then if we're not done with all of that, then the mother should be charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Also transporting weapons across interstate lines, accomplice to first-degree murder, and accomplice to attempted murder. If you believe that that's what they're guilty of, then I want you to type guilty. If you don't think so, say not guilty. I'm going here to the comment section and see what the jury has to say. Because if they was black, we already know they was guilty. But I want to know, because they trying to say that it was a well-regulated militia defense. Somebody said guilty as hell. Somebody said guilty as fuck, him and his mama. Somebody said guilty, guilty, guilty. I got it guilty on all counts, the mama too. I also now have guilty, guilty. It looks to me, I only needed 12 to put you in, but Lady Tay, I know they guilty. Dystopia, she says G-U-I-L-T-Y. Everybody is saying that they guilty. Now, y'all probably think that these people saying that they're guilty because they in their emotions. They not in their emotions. They are in reality. The reality of the matter is we live in a double standard world, and if that shit had happened and a black family had done it, oh, it would have ended up like my man did down in Texas. So y'all notice I don't drop names because they scan the names with the AI, but y'all know about the Dallas police shootings, and they went in there and blamed it on the brother Johnson, and they went in there, they claimed they had to shoot him and blow him up with a robot and all kind of incredible shit. Even though the videos, if you watch from that night, don't match the story that they told, we're going to go with that. But the point of the matter is, the defense that they're going to use is the very law that we stand on to form our black militia. So now y'all going to try and say that this little white boy was forming his own militia. Is that what it was? Y'all hold on. I got to wet my whistle on that one. That's what they saying. Okay. Y'all don't even want to know. Y'all remember Wonder Woman had the invisible plane? I just heard a jet fly over me and there's no jet. I don't even want to know. I don't care about this new technology that they're hiding from us. What I do care about is thank you all for participating in that mock trial. They're going to use that as his defense. That's going to be rather interesting because we too use that same law to defend why we exist. Be aware of that. But that's really not what's not going to cook your noodle. Here's what's going to cook your noodle. And then I'm going to leave y'all alone as we get ready for Louisville. And I hope to see you all there. It's going to be a historic day. I'm really looking forward to seeing black people on one accord, standing together from all walks of life, from everywhere on, this time I can be honest and let you know, from everywhere on the globe. Big shout out to all of our international coalition members that will be in attendance. Yes, I'm going to let y'all know I'm changing a few things. I got a couple of surprises for you. I told y'all that we're not like your mom. This ain't your mama's revolution, okay? This is a little bit different. We're doing it a little different, but it's the remix. It's the remix. But like I wanted to tell you, listen, before I go, if we still here by the end of next week, we're going to sit down and have a talk about this. But let me tell y'all what's happening in case you don't know. You see, you can't hide certain things because what's going to happen is if you continue to hide those things, eventually everything comes out. Yes, it does. So here's a confusion. If you haven't been keeping up, watch this. Stay with me. We're going to go up. Matter of fact, I'm going to do something different with you. We're going to play, I love these little mental games. Now I'm going to put y'all in the Voice. Remember that TV show, The Voice? I'm going to put y'all in the voice chair. And I need everybody to turn your chair so that it's, you can't see me. That's what you're going to do right now. You can't see me right now because I want you to turn your chair around when I say something that makes you go, now hold on, wait a minute. The name of the show is Hold On, Wait a Minute. That's the name of the show. Hold on, wait a minute. When you get to the hold on, wait a minute moment, I want you to hit your buzzer and turn around, and I want you to type the word turn, T-U-R-N, when I tell you to. Now, everybody's turning around to me. Y'all not looking at me right now. But when I get to the hold on, wait a minute moment, I want you to hit your button, turn around, and type in turn. Here we go. First, they told us that somewhere around election, the day before the election day, that a meteor or an asteroid or a near-Earth object is supposed to impact the Earth. That's what they're saying. But they're saying don't worry about it because it's only as big as a car, and it's just going to blow up in the atmosphere, and everything is going to be okay. There's nothing to worry about. We've been watching this thing since 2018. And so we're like, okay, you just telling us about it now? Okay. And then they came out with another announcement a couple of days ago. Well, hold on, wait a minute. There's another one. There's a bigger object the size of a skyscraper that's supposed to come very close to the earth on September the 1st. That's today. And so we go, okay, well, how big is this one? They're saying, well, this one is as big as a skyscraper. If it hit us, it's not going to end the world, but it's going to cause some damage. Well, for those of y'all who still ain't turned yet, then they announced this morning that there is another one, twice the size of the Great Pyramid. And it's going to fly by on September the 6th. So we done went from one the size of a car to one the size of a skyscraper to one the size of twice the size of the Great Pyramid of Egypt. And all of these are flying by in a matter of days. If you ain't turned your chair around by now, then you really are oblivious that there is something coming, or there's something that has come, and we are going through some type of debris field. We're going through some type of an asteroid field. All of these big ass rocks, and they're getting bigger and bigger, and they're getting closer and closer. Now notice that the warning time is closer and closer. Now, I don't know about this one that's supposed to come today. If it shows up, okay, fine. If it doesn't, it misses us, then we go on to the next one. But remember, they get bigger as we go. So my question is, what are you all waiting for? I'm talking to the powers that be. Y'all ain't gonna tell us nothing until the last second, no way. But now all of a sudden, September the 1st, September the 6th, November the 2nd, all of these rocks are coming in, these meteors are coming in, and they dropping the stories, they're dropping it like the day of, or the day after, or the day. They're not telling you like time enough for you to prepare so that you can go and at least be somewhere where, you can try to make some sense out of something. Y'all ain't heard about this? You better go and check the news. It's in the news today. Twice the size of the pyramid. The day after Louisville. But what he's trying to tell us is, if y'all don't hurry up and get it together, I'm going to get y'all together real soon. Please pay attention. And for those of y'all who also are not aware, this September 6th one is nothing more but a setup for some others that are inbound. Where are all of these rocks coming from? And what's going to happen when one of them finally impacts us? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to forget about all the stuff we're arguing about right now. You're going to forget about all of that. Okay? You're going to forget about that. And you're going to be focused on whether or not we are going to survive. That's the only thing you're going to be worried about at that particular state of the game. I also want to let you know that if we do survive, that there are some other things we have to worry about. But I'll talk about those at that time. Please be aware, there's a lot of stuff going on over your heads right now, people. There's a lot of stuff happening, and they're only giving you small pieces. I could talk about SpaceX for a while. How many of you all are aware of what's happening with SpaceX? See, they say SpaceX and it goes in one ear and out the other. SpaceX is a private citizen-owned rocket space exploration company, something straight out of Marvel Comics. This is something that you all should be aware of, because these are not government projects. They are working with the government, but they're pretty much doing their own thing. Somebody is working real hard trying to get the hell off this planet. They're working very hard. I don't want to be the one to bust their bubble and let them know y'all ain't going nowhere. You're going to sit your ass here and face the judgment like the rest of us. You can try to find a way to get out of the classroom. You can't leave the classroom. No, there is no door. And if you happen to crack the firmament, it'll be the worst thing that you could do, because the waters above will then become the waters below, and you'll drown every goddamn body down here, if y'all believe in that. But those are the things I wanted to bring to your attention this morning. The asteroid is coming to wipe us out. We about to pull up on Louisville. We're already shutting down the whole place all week. They're already feeling the effects. There has been no change. The next Black Guns formation, which will occur, is September the 5th in Louisville. Time and location to be announced privately. The public will not learn anything until the last minute. Everyone else will be. Now, some folks, well, I'm not getting my emails. Well, I'm not getting my emails. Be patient. We got all week to put an email in your box, okay? And some of y'all not even going to get an email. Some of y'all going to get a text. Some of y'all are going to get a visit, depending on how it goes down. But in the meantime and in between time, I want to wish you all a great day. This has been the Morning Mental. Remember, they still shooting us down. It's still just as racist as ever. No one incident is bigger than the other incident. Every one of them are a collective. I don't weigh one lynching against another. I recognize the lynch era. We are in the police brutality era. It's an era. So that's why it doesn't stop. What we haven't done yet, and I'm going to say something that everybody's afraid to say, we haven't bust back yet. And I think that a lot of people need to be careful when you keep begging for that, because once we cross that line, they're not just going to be fighting us. They're going to be fighting you too. So unless you already got your guns, unless you already done stocked up on ammo, unless you already have an AB bag and a bug out bag, unless you have all of those things, you have a strategy and a plan. Y'all already got y'all teams together. Y'all already got all that done. Stop pushing for something that's going to involve you, because it's going to involve you. That's how bad it is in this country. It is a shame that racial relations have deteriorated to the place where they are right now. However, when you look at the head of who's running this raggedy country right now, when you look at the fact that even as raggedy as it is, they still gonna set y'all up for 4 more years of raggediness, that this system has gotten old. This way of running the country has gotten old. This way of policing has gotten old. All of these old ancient practices need to go away. We need a new constitution. We need a new set of laws. We really need to go back and they should have a 1776 volume 2 session where they invite all the same people or the same groups of people that they did, invite them all back to Philadelphia, including us, and let's rewrite the Constitution. They need to do that so that way, because this old system isn't working anymore. And as long as we continue to function under this old system, we're going to continue to run up against the problems, and it's going to be all this friction. And y'all know what's going to happen. If you keep rubbing things together, it's going to get hot. And then eventually there's going to be a fire. You don't want this fire. Nobody wants the fire. But sometimes we got to take you to the water. As they say in DC, can we get in the water? As DJ Flex would say, can I put you in the water? Big shout out to the DMV. At the end of the day, it's not what we say. It's the actions that we display. Y'all have an interesting day. Keep your eyes on the sky. There's a lot happening out here. And if we're here tomorrow, we'll talk. We'll talk again. But remember, we got one coming in today, and then there's another one coming in on Sunday. And so they're coming and they're announcing these rocks. They're getting bigger and bigger. I'm waiting. It's almost like they're prepping you for the big one. Like, we just found out. It's time to kiss your ass goodbye. If you don't have a ticket on a SpaceX trip, or you don't have access to some deep underground cavern, well, I see they're starting to let the sun come out. I guess they've hidden whatever the hell it was they wanted to hide. If you have any questions, you know my DM is packed, but get your questions in there anyway. There are a few people that I owe some phone calls to. You know who you are. You'll be hearing from me. To some of the news agencies, stop asking me for the details. I'm not going to give them to you. And for everyone else who wants to be a part of history, see, here's what I want to say before I go. Look here, black folks. We got the whole place to ourselves now. We have the Kentucky Derby to ourselves. Y'all want to run the race? Y'all gonna run that race for black folks. Y'all want to have that? You want to have all the press out there? The only thing they're gonna see is black folks. The whole city is coming out. Black folks, if you ever wanted to come to the Derby, now's a good time to come on out. Yes, y'all come on out, because see, since the people aren't coming and they cancel all the hotel reservations, they cancel all the tickets, they cancel all the plane flights, they canceled everything. They left it wide open. Now, I wonder why they're doing that, because maybe they know what we're starting to figure out. These people may never do anything for Breonna Taylor, and that is unacceptable. And on that note, I bid you shalom. Have a blessed day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, love, and light. Is there Facts Over Feelings tonight? There is Facts Over Feelings tonight. I'll see y'all on Facts Over Feelings tonight as we keep all eyes on Bree and we point all paths to Kentucky. For all the other incidents that are going on around the country, it is not that we're not aware. It's that we can't be everywhere at one time because you can only focus on one mission at a time when you're trying to shift the entire goal line. This is not just about Breonna. This is about judicial jurisprudence in the United States, policing in the United States. This is a case for reform right here. So we have to see this one all the way through. Don't worry. We may be late, but we're always on time. NFAC for life. And for everyone else who are children of the Most High, and continue to walk in your blessings and your purpose. It's the morning mental. Keep your eyes on the sky for real this time. And I mean that. I'll see y'all in a few hours. Shalom and have a blessed day.